You guys, I cannot believe it. We have finally the first official picture from Jedi Bob's Starfighter, plus 2 other sets that have leaked this week. For Jedi Bob Starfighter, you're going to have to watch all the way to the end to hear my full thoughts on it. We're going to start off with 75385 and 75396, I'm sorry, because we are first discussing Ahsoka Tano's battle on Peridia, 75385 for ages 8 and up. This is an okay set. These two sets, I mean, here's the theme of this summer. Everything is expensive. I don't think that there's a set under $40 that's releasing out of these 9 summer sets. We have a very expensive wave, and summer has always been the more expensive wave, where you get a lot more $120, $140, $160, $170 sets. But with the $160 Star Destroyer, you have the $180 Millennium Falcon, so things just kind of get very expensive here. But that doesn't excuse LEGO for these prices. This $55 Battle on Peridia come with 5 excellent minifigures, and how I'm going to determine value is the amount of minifigures is going to count against it, and then we got to see if there's still the value in parts. Now each minifigure to me is worth $5, because that's the average of a figure that kind of, you're between like $15 and $3. That's kind of, and somewhere in there I like to choose $5. Just give you my reasoning. So we have $25 worth of minifigures going against $55 worth of set, basically, leaving us with $30. Is there $30 worth of parts for the build? No, I don't really think so. This build is hollow. It's not as girthy as it is made to look. It looks thick, but it's the build technique that makes it look that way. It's kind of deceiving. Not saying that LEGO's deceiving us here. I think that they just put a value on here that just doesn't exist. And gone are the days of the even $50 set, I guess, because 5 set earlier this year was $55. But let's kind of get into it a little bit. You have some cool play features in here. This is a play set and not a display set. It's kind of similar to that Tanative 4 building, just a lot smaller and not as worth in value. You get 3 spinning wheels. 2 of them are at least controlled by gears on the right and left side. You do have a board that you can flip and spring Ezra towards a Star Destroyer that doesn't exist. So you could combine it with the new Star Destroyer and just come up with your own design for the Chimera and turn that into that if you want with this set. But otherwise, there's not much going on. It is kind of it's a little bit more than a Grace Lab. Like, there's different techniques, and the techniques in here, I think the building experience is going to be kind of fun. And then you kind of get a lot of stickers for the set. For this $55, you do get a ton of stickers. The rock work is interesting, but most of it is stickered. It's very thin, and it has some support poles with the golden lightsabers behind the rock work. And I imagine there's going to be some way to spin that large dial that Ahsoka's on, and you can kind of duel with Morgan Elsbeth here, a Stormtrooper, and Thrawn's here as well. And at the back of the box, like I said, is you can recreate Ezra's leap. He just can't leap off anything, so he can be yeeted into the unknown. So let's get on to the minifigures. Minifigures coming up first is Grand Admiral Thrawn. He does have some inaccuracies, but I'm not going to let that bother me. The code cylinders should be 2 on each side, not 1, which LEGO got on the 2017 version. But this time they fixed what they got wrong for a different mistake. I think that they could have downsized his Grand Admiral emblem to fit those 2 code cylinders. He does have dual motor legs for the first time. I think that's a big win. Could have had some golden epaulets, which probably a pretty easy piece to get your hands on off Bricklink for a couple cents. And he has the black hair as seen in Ahsoka versus the blue hair that he had in I believe on the Timothy Zahn books and Rebels. But he has a lot lighter blue skin like we see in Ahsoka. His facial expressions don't exactly match anything that we've seen out of the character, but I think that it works for the character, for the minifigure. Next up we have the Night Trooper. It was originally rumored to be Captain Enoch, which would have been kind of cool, and probably just someone who saw it, translation or whatever, information got blurred along the line. It's kind of like playing phone tag with leaks, basically. If you ever played that, you know. This Night Trooper does look decent. Still using that oversized Stormtrooper helmet mold. Not a big fan of that. Maybe in the beginning that going back to that 2014 helmet with these 2024 prints would be the icing on cake. Just absolutely perfect. But anyway, the helmet looks really nice. Like how much detail they're able to put on this helmet for being how it is, pretty good. It could have used a little bit more detail for more cracks towards the eyes and whatnot, but I'm not going to make that a big deal. I think it's pretty good. We do know that it also has a zombie head underneath that helmet, so that's really freaking cool. And the torso has whatever that material that uses the Night Sister magic to bring them back to life. So I think that's really cool. Like lots of scuff, dirt marks, and cracks all across the armor. Like this guy has been through the ringer, which is cool. And we have Ahsoka Tano, or Ahsoka the White. She has much using more lighter gray, and then the only pieces of white are on her arm. She could have used white cloth pieces, kind of like the Storm. So if you have any extra of those cloth pieces, put those on Ahsoka, and she kills it here. Like her print is pretty much the same as we got in the T6 shuttle. It just is in a lighter gray and bits of white, which I think look really good here. She has the same lightsabers, headpiece, and head. Ezra is a brand new character here, which I'm really glad that we're getting him. His torso and legs look absolutely fire. They're absolutely so good. Very well printed. And, his face print, decently printed. His eyes, though, could have used some pupils here. And I don't know what the pattern of going pupilless for Lego, because he looks kind of blind, to be honest. It works for Thrawn, and it works for Ahsoka, and it kind of works for all these other, could Ahsoka use some pupils? Yeah, and they started that even last year in 2023 with Hera. And I don't know why they're removing pupils from so many characters that really could use some. And his hairpiece absolutely fits for Ezra and his Moses look. And then the last figure we have, Morgan Elsbeth here. She looks really good. Most of her pieces are the same as her previous version. She has a really nice torso print with their red robes, plain black legs, and her face print got a nice uplift here. She went through some nice Night Sister surgery. Kidding. Her face print does have the Night Sister magic kind of working through her face like it does in the show. Then she has that sword, which has the lightsaber handle, an extra stud on the bottom, and then a Darksaber mold in trans green. Then she has the same hairpiece. She looks really good here, and I'm curious to see if she has a double-sided face, and if that face does or doesn't have that Night Sister magic on it. So you could have her one side she's holding the sword, without that, turn her face around, and then she's full influenced by Night Sister. I don't know. It'll be interesting to kind of see. But moving on to this skiff. I guess it's really the Sarlacc pit and little skiff. Kidding aside. We have 75396. Age is 9 and up. One more age, I guess, is the recommended. I don't know. Definitely most of this budget went into the Sarlacc pit. It does have, I'm counting 5 minifigures, not including the 25th anniversary, because I count that as a bonus figure, as that is intended. If this wasn't a 25th anniversary year, this would have come with the 5 minifigures. I think it should have come with one, maybe 2 more. Same price. If you're going to charge $80, throw in the Weequay in here, maybe a Gamorrean. And if you're throwing in one Gamorrean in with the Jabba sail barge later this year, you can have your 2, and there you go. The Sarlacc pit is the best Sarlacc pit we've ever had. I think that it's really good. The skiff, there's nothing really to write home about. There's not, it's a slight design change from like the last one in 2017. A little bit more detail. Pretty similar size. It doesn't look like it was downsized, which is a good thing with the trend that LEGO's doing and downsizing a lot of sets and ships. You do have the clear pieces underneath, and the Sarlacc has little knobs on the back so you can twist the tentacles around. Too bad there's not really a good piece. It'd have to be made of rubber so we could wrap it around. Some could have Lando fall and grab and have the tentacle attached to that. That would be kind of cool, but unnecessary. And then on the skiff actually has some features as well. The skiff has a feature where the railing on the side can break away, like it does in the movie where Lando falls and he has to be rescued. And then there's going to be a button, or it looks like there's a button on the back side of the skiff where you're able to push out the ramp for throwing Luke into the Sarlacc pit, which is going to be pretty cool. That's like all the features. Now the minifigures on the Sarlacc. We have Boba Fett, but the wrong version. Like, I hate to pick this. He does kind of have mostly bluish gray. Boba is a little incorrect for this version of the film. Number one, he should have had a cloth piece, but I'm not going to deduct a score because of that. He does look like a really good Boba. He does have the arm printing. Looks really good here. Definitely could have used the red gauntlets instead of the green ones like he had. He's more of an Empire Strikes Back Boba versus Return of the Jedi. But he's a good inclusion, and really glad to have him. I didn't pick up the mech, so I might pick up this set. And then we have Luke. He has got a new hairpiece. Both him and Han do. He looks really good here. I do believe it's new and not the same one from. It's a redesign from his Jedi appearance in the Emperor's Throne Room diorama. He's got new printed robes because they're different in the scenes with Jabba, and I look really good here. And then his green lightsaber, like he should have. Han should have had a pistol. I'm saying, I know technically he's a prisoner and didn't have one, but he did get one from one of the guards to shoot the Sarlacc off Lando, and so including one here would have been really nice. Throw that in there, not a big deal. He does get a brand new, or his headpiece in a new color. He has a new face print with his blind eyes. They're a lot more squinty. I'm sure he'll have a second face where he's a little bit, can see a little bit more. Or maybe not, I don't know. We have Chewbacca, the same tubes that we've been getting. Looks really good here. And then Lando is absolutely well done. His helmet is the most detailed helmet of Skiff Guard Lando that I've ever seen. And printing, he's like as close to a perfect figure as you can get. I don't see anything wrong with him. Maybe could have used a little bit of arm printing, but really just a perfect Lego figure here. And then we have 9 Nub, being the 25th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. He's got really nice printing. He's got printed legs. That brand new head mold is just excellent. It just looks so good. It was well designed, and his torso was well printed, kind of like a highly detailed rebel friend. If you know, you know. And then I promised Jedi Bob, we're going to get to in just a second. We do have to touch on real quickly one set that's coming to Walmart for the holiday season, which is the 3-in-1. I think it's called Jedi Master gift set, which is going to be 3. It's going to be the 501st 75345, the Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter 75333, and the Yoda Starfighter. I don't remember the Yoda's set number, but it's going to be set number 66787 for 8 and up. Include those 3 sets. So you don't have any one of those, and then I wouldn't buy it immediately. I'd wait on it until we really kind of get really close to, it's probably coming out in October to, see at your local Walmarts. Sorry for all my international subscribers. You won't be getting this, unfortunately, and only us in the US get this and it's exclusive to Walmart. If you live in the US, you should see this at your local Walmart and be able to pick it up. We have Jedi Bob's Starfighter. We have just the one picture, and this is supposed to come with at least the Mon Calamari and clone armor. Doesn't look like it has a spot for a astromech, so that probably is not coming. So it's a 2 minifigure Starfighter for $40. It is a really big, beefy build. I still kind of think that the overpriced summer sets are overpriced. It definitely is combining the original, the Obi-Wans that just came out in 2022, Delta 7 with that Clone Wars 2003, and having a combined version here. You get the big thrusters on the front, much like that set that came in 2009, 2010. When you get the definitely they're using more older style pieces. It is red and white, but the pattern it's using the pattern of what you would see on the T6 in a Jedi Starfighter, and then it moves toward dark gray in the back, which I think fits perfectly for Jedi Bob. And it's a yellow Jedi Bob. Would have been cool to have flesh tone, yeah, but I think they had to do yellow. It's hard to see if he has the old smudged off beard like he has in the show. It has an older style cockpit. No, I guess it's the same cockpit that you see in Obi-Wan's, and then you have the gray tail fin on that as well. And Jedi Bob should have a lightsaber, I'm assuming. It looks like he's going to have the newer hood. It's going to be open and not the closed hood that he used to have back in 2002. I think this is a really great set, and so if you're a fan of Jedi Bob, Like, this is probably a set you're going to want to pick up. I think Jedi Bob's going to sell this set even at $40. Lego's definitely taking us for a little bit here with a $40 Jedi Starfighter. I think $35, like all the others. Even with the 2 minifigures, Jedi Bob and the beefier build would have been perfect. Unfortunately, that is just not the case here. So if you like Jedi Bob, leave a like. Comment down below what set you're most excited to get, and subscribe for more just like this. There will be more pictures of Jedi Bob in the coming days, so you want to hit that subscribe button. If you want any more of the previous news or reviews, click over here. And until then, I will see you in the next video.